Hey guys, it's Steve with Real Progressives, and no, you can't see my face because I took the time to draw this fancy dancy bathtub trying to discuss sectoral balances. And this is going to be pretty cheesy because I'm not a great artist, but I wanted to give you guys a picture of what it is I'm talking about when I talk about the sectoral balances that drive whether or not we should deficit spend or not. So here's my picture, which is god awful. Look at the little feet on the bathtub. In any event, so here we go. We have our inputs, right? We have sovereign spending, we have private debt, and we have foreign sales. In other words, a trade surplus. Let's say we were a net exporter, okay? So that's where this spigot pours money into the economy, okay? Three separate ways of adding to the economy. And there's the economy, that little blue wiggly line. Well, that right there. And hello, Winnie from Standing Rock. And hey, Joanne. In any event, so you see our economy, and the economy right now is based on those three things pouring money into it. However, down here we have this drain, and this drain is made up of taxes. Taxes remove money from the economy. They don't pay for things, they just remove it. Well, that's not the only thing that's there, and I purposely didn't write this down at the bottom. The bottom here would be leakages as well. So when we look over here at what leakages are, leakages might be tax avoidance, it might be having a trade deficit, etc. So we look at the three areas for sectoral balances. Hey, Wisconsin, hey, Kay, hey, Linda. In any event, so we look at the balance of whether our public deficit or surplus. In other words, are we spending more than we're taking in taxes? As far as private debt goes, is the country at a point where it's saturated, like it doesn't have enough money, liquidity to be able to pay its bills? It's stuck in a debt bubble, like student loans or the housing market, okay? And then, again, down here, the other one is the rest of world, the balance of trade, any kind of leakages from the economy where cash has left the stadium. Okay, so we come back over here to our tub. And in our tub, we go ahead and we say, all right, so we're draining lots and lots of money from our tub through a trade deficit. In other words, all that money is going over to some other country right now, which is fine, because I would gladly trade paper dollars for their goods and services, okay? The value of the dollar has never been higher. It's awesome. Let's go ahead and use it to our advantage here. We can do it morally. We can do it in a way that is green. We can do it in a way that is above board. But the point is that we should not suffer because people don't understand this. So anyway, back over here in the economy, we're looking at it, and let's say we're a net importer as we are today. That means our money, our dollars, go down here. It's not just taxes. Now all of a sudden, instead of it just being taxes, what do we add to this? Trade. So, hey, John, thank you, sir. If you look at that, because we're a net importer, taxes and the trade deficit are diminishing our flow line. So now all of a sudden our tub is less full, and it's not operating nearly at full capacity. So what could we do to increase our tub? Well, we can tell everybody, go ahead and get a massive private debt. Let's go ahead and all of us take a bunch of money out and get student loans and buy big houses and buy cars and all that stuff. And that'll get some money flowing. That right there is the private debt problem. Well, we all run into a point where we hit, here's us, okay? There's my Meshuggah hat. And instead of being able to borrow more, we're at this point right here. We got nothing left to give. If we miss a payment or anything else, our house is going under, etc. Okay? So back at the ranch, we know we can't take on any more private debt. Well, I've already told you guys that we are a net importer. So as a net importer, we can't make money on trade. Our trade, we're losing $500 billion a year. It's not losing, we're gaining products and services for paper dollars that are leaving the country. Paper dollars that we create so we can replace without any problem at all. So we know that we can't solve our problems with trade. So what can we do? I wonder if Steve said this before. That's right. Sovereign spending, aka deficit spending. So let's just say, hypothetically, somebody says we got to reduce the deficit. So we get rid of the sovereign spending now. So what happens to our economy again? Now we're down here. And guys, this is where we are right now. Because we have decided that we are going to cut the deficit, reduce the deficit, and we are a net importer, and we still got lots and lots of people that are completely and utterly out of work or underemployed. We've still got a lot of needs, real needs. So why would this in any way, shape, or form be inflationary when our tub is down there? Think about it for a minute. Why would it be inflationary if our tub is down here? They can't answer that question. Why? Well, you know I have smart comments. You know I want to say mean things. You know I want to drop the elbow of truth. But I'm trying to do this in a way that allows people to have some dignity still and make some fun out of my terrible drawings. So, over here, if we are a trade deficit, we're a net importer, is that a horrible thing? I don't think so. Why? Because let's think of some of the things that we could deficit spend on, right? So we have Medicare for all. We have infrastructure. We have, let's see here, job guarantee to do away with worrying about anybody ever being out of work and not having any ability to survive. Let's see, what else could we spend money on that wouldn't hurt us at all? Research and development. Now, what happens over here if we cut the military budget? Let's see what happens if we were to cut the military budget. Oh, this line's right here? Well, that line would suddenly be down here. So do we cut the military budget or do we shift the military budget? I wonder if we shift it. Not to put too fine a point on it, right? So the economy doesn't know that you have a sensibility about, the military. It doesn't know that you want to cut the military. So it just looks at a tub. It's just agnostic. So when you sit there and you say, let's cut, we got to cut. Now that you understand how it works, doesn't it kind of make you feel a little bit foolish to talk about cutting it? It's one thing to shift it, like you're saying. Good call there, Kathy. So think about all the things that we could do. Now, people say, well, what about manufacturing jobs? Well, what about it? Look at this here. Is that blue-collar work, infrastructure? Yep, sure is. What about a job guarantee? So why were you saying we needed to bring back twisting Hershey Kisses wrappers so we could have, manufacturing jobs? Oh, I don't know, because that's what you've always just thought we were supposed to do. But it's not really true, is it? Oh, guess what else we could do for the elderly and so forth? We could do a basic income guarantee. Or we could go ahead and take Social Security and start it at 45 years old and fully fund it. And we could make up this thing over here quickly, couldn't we? All of a sudden, this goes through the roof. And the deficit hysterians are freaking out. But all the while, the tub is getting full, right? So it just seems to make sense, doesn't it? Once you see that, I mean, God, I know I did a terrible job here, guys, but I'm hoping that this stuff made some sense to you. So here's my terrible drawing. You probably can't see it all, but that's it in a nutshell. And all the stuff I've been talking about, you notice taxes don't fund spending, do they? Taxes don't fund spending at all. Taxes are merely deleted from the system. So you tell me, folks. You tell me. Pretty common sense, isn't it? Why not? We don't have enough work, people are saying, right? There's not enough of the good work. People are just pushing paper from one side of the desk to the other. Why not give people a chance to self-actualize and become artists and writers and stuff like that? Why not? Why not? Just ask yourself, why not? So, this is me from the proper angle for a change. And again, my name's Steve Grumbine. I am with Real Progressives. And I'm trying my ass off to teach you guys how to save the world. You guys have a great day, okay?